Good afternoon, Coach. I'm just curious with the challenges of having that kind of a layoff from the 21st of December to January 1st, and with the kids being gone and now back. What's that like for you and this staff, kind of getting them ready to play such an important part of your schedule?
Well, and Oklahoma has, they played a day later, I
Yep.
guess, than us. So, I think everybody, has that same break. Usually it's a week, and that's why we were excited when we lost, Morgan State, that we were able to find North Florida just to get that game in there and keep that game routine. I think is important. Now when the game gets canceled yesterday, we get they're here, we get a call early in the morning. It doesn't look like we're going to play. We had, get with the doctors, the trainers, the head coach, and it just doesn't work out. So now you got to tell the players, and what we tried to do yesterday was simulate a game, and we played about 25, 30 minutes of live action. We had gone pretty hard on drills and stuff and preparing for North Florida the first 3 days after break. And then today, because you don't want to go, we got back, started Sunday. We don't want to, kill them. We want some fresh legs. So today we just basically did a, little preparation, video, weight, shooting, and tried to stay away from pounding, and then come back tomorrow and hopefully have a good sharp practice and then head down there. So it's a tough thing. I told the guys actually the day before, I did not anticipate North Florida. I actually called Coach Spiro on Tuesday. I said, did they get here? And once they got here, I felt pretty good about it. But that day, the emphasis was, and it was more going into the Big 12 season, was about mental toughness and having that maturity. And because, this might not be the last time we have a cancellation. You got a very, very tough league. You got to continue to be ready. One of the things we've talked about all year, and I've sent it to Dean Wade a couple times, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And that's going to be important for everybody in our league. If you're going to have success and compete in that top half of the league, with the not only with the COVID and the unknowns you have, the cancellations, but the tough teams and the different defenses, all that, you're really going to have to stay ready. And that maturity is going to be really, really important.
I guess finally for me, we talk about this year in and year out, but I'm just wondering if it isn't even more so top to bottom this year in the league with balance. I mean, you look at the net ratings and KenPom and all of those things, it just doesn't seem like you have a lot of separation. And with that said, we all know there are really good teams at the perception being at the top of the league.
Yes. It started when I first got here. And again, I didn't know a lot about the league. I had been brainwashed. I grew up in Wisconsin, so Big Ten. I was in the Big Ten for 27 years between Purdue and Illinois. And that's all I knew. And when I got here, I still remember right at Christmas time, we had beaten Florida. I came back and we got some national attention. And one of the writers that called me, they said, guess what league is number one in the RPI? And this was right on Christmas time. And I said, I'm not sure, to be honest. He goes, the Big 12. And he goes, does that surprise you? And that was, 10 years ago. And it's pretty much stayed the same the last 10 years. I think 8 of the 10, 7 of the 9 seasons, we've been number one in the RPI or net. The other 2, we've been number 2. And you always think, gosh, everyone's losing this guy, that guy. You think it's going to be a little easier, but it isn't. And we lost pretty good players from last year's team. We lost the national championship team, has a bunch of guys in the NBA, and they're still number one. So it's pretty amazing. Great coaches, different styles. It's just it's a great league, and it's very, very challenging. And that's what we're trying to help our guys understand how hard it is and the grind from game to game is and that maturity and mental toughness and staying ready is going to be so important.
Thanks, Wyatt. Okay, Kellis, go ahead.
Bruce, I know you guys are always careful with COVID and stuff, but are you taking any extra steps or measures now to make sure that you guys don't lose any games moving forward?
Yeah, there's no doubt. We, instead of the last few days since we got back, we're watching video out on the court, staying separated. We haven't, the only meals we've been eating in restaurants is when we get a private room. Otherwise, we have food delivered. We're trying to be as smart as we can. We encourage masks when we can. Obviously, I've been begging and pleading to get the booster for all the players and the staff, and we've made some pretty good strides. The new CDC policy actually, if you don't get the booster, it could put you in a bind as a contact tracer. Contact trace that you would have to sit out. So, we're hoping over the next week or so we can get basically everybody to that point. So we're working on it and see what happens. But every day's, there's even people that have been vaccinated and have boosters have had the unfortunate of testing positive. So, you just don't know, but you got to help yourself and do your best you can. And, hope we're okay moving forward.
And Oklahoma, first time in a while, you're not going to be going up against Lon Kruger. They look quite a bit different than last season, but what's your initial read on them and Porter Moser now that he's there?
Well, they have Porter's obviously a great coach, did an unbelievable job at Loyola. I think he talks about it all the time, his experience with Coach Majerus and his attention to detail and his defensive system. He's kind of taken that and made it his kind of thing. And his teams have always been really, really sound fundamentally, and they're a really good defensive team. And but it's kind of funny if you start studying their stats and watching them. Right now, they're really, really good offensively, and they got some older guys. They have good balance. They execute well. They've shot the ball unbelievable. 51 as a team, 36 from three. The main guys are shooting 40, 42, 43 from three. So you got I guess part in being the coach at Oklahoma. Lon used to be a defensive coach, and then he became an offensive coach once he got to the Sooners. And maybe that's something Porter's doing too. They do it in football. They score a lot of points. They score a lot of points here right now. So he's done a nice job of, those couple guys that were pretty good last year, Harkless and Hill and Gibson ended up staying. You had Goldwire, who's really sound, got a good body, sound point guard for them, knows how to play, understands the game. And then obviously Groves gives you that versatile big guy that it makes it tough. And when he's shooting 58 and 40 from three, it's pretty impressive. And he can pass the basketball and got a positive assist turnover. So I think the big challenge for them, hopefully it's something that we, will be just their bench, their development of their bench, and him having confidence in them. So, but it's, we got a challenge. Their defensive system makes it hard to score, and they've been scoring the ball and shooting the ball well. So you're going to have to stop them also.
And as of right now, are all your guys ready and healthy to play on Saturday?
Yeah, as of right now, but every day is a new experience. We have not had much luck, and Wyatt asked about, the challenges we've had, but it just seems like something happens all the time. And, whether it was, Davion with pneumonia, then it was Nigel being out, and then it was Selton out, and then Mike out. And, So I just wish we could get some continuity, but there's nothing you can do about it. And you just hope we, can keep everyone healthy on the court.
All right. Well, hey, best of luck on Saturday, Bruce.
All right. Thank you.
Next question to Cole. Cole, you're ready.
Hey, Coach. Yeah, I had a question about Davion. I know you had kind of talked about him a few times, maybe potentially being ready right around this time. Has there been any consideration of inserting him into the starting lineup at all?
Not right now. I think Casey's played pretty well, done a nice job. I wish Casey was a little more consistent. I wish both of them would be, more consistent. I like what Davion's done the last, 10 days, 2 weeks before we went home for break. He's definitely got his conditioning better. He's getting his legs. He's feeling more confident about himself, being more assertive. And if he continues to do that and do it consistently, then we'll consider it. But, I hope it's one of our strengths that we have two big guys. And Logan has been fine for, some spot minutes depending on matchups. And we finally, I think Carlton yesterday played more live basketball than he's probably done since he left the junior college. So, that's a positive, and the couple coaches grabbed me this morning, our staff, and just said, hey, do you think maybe we can find a way to get him, get him involved? So I hope our depth and the they're versatile, different guys, versatility of our big guys. I hope it becomes a strength for us as we move forward.
And then there's been lots of cancellations just around the country with bowl games, obviously basketball as well. A lot of that has to do with contact tracing. Has your testing protocols, have your guys' testing protocols changed at all? And kind of what's your opinion on that?
Well, the CDC, it actually was why North Florida canceled the game. So it was all the contact tracing, and every county has every state, every county, every school, depending on the league, they all have different policies. And obviously the country CDC makes proposals or suggestions, what they think should happen. Then the state has to decide, the county has to decide, and then the leagues have to decide. And the CDC came out with that recommendation a couple days ago, and that's what North Florida went off of. Our league now, they might be meeting right now. Our team doctors, Dr. Gorel has done an unbelievable job. Our head of Lafine, and he's been ahead of the COVID protocol last year for the league, actually for baseball, NCAA baseball. I think he was in charge of that also. So he's put a lot of extra time in. And I know he's been analyzing the return to play, contact tracing, all that. So our contact tracing, obviously, if you're a roommate, if you're in the car, you drive to Kansas City for 2 hours, you're contact traced. But they're, on the court, they have not acknowledged that being a contact trace. The locker room, if you hang out for an hour in the locker room after and you're sitting next to the guy, you would be a contact trace. So there's some rules on that. But the other thing that supersedes all that, obviously, is the vaccine. And hopefully the booster that'll make the difference, especially with the new recommendation. So we'll see what happens. We hope. You've seen the NFL, the NBA, the ACC came out with something. Hopefully the Big 12 will have something out here in the next day or so.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Next question to Michael Goins.
Hey, Bruce, is practice, workouts, lifting in terms of Davion Bradford, is that more beneficial than a game as far as conditioning right now?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. But he's got himself where he's played up, getting where he's 17 minutes, I think, one of the last games, and we had always hoped, before the season, if you're looking at it, maybe Davion's 24, 25, Casey's 15 or 16, something like that. Obviously it's been, with his situation, it's been a little different, but the nice thing, and I just acknowledged him, he was here early. Him and Casey were here early this morning, working with AJ, our strength coach. He has done, I would tell you, over the last month, we sat down at the end of when we got back from Kansas City with him a couple times. Coach Lowry, AJ, our strength coach, myself, Luke Sauber. We just said, you got to help yourself. And he's been coming in extra, at least 4 days, maybe 5 days a week. When we have games, he doesn't come in, but he knew it, and he knew he had to help himself, and he stepped up to that challenge. But there's no doubt practice going up and down it's been beneficial for him. And we kind of went twice a day the first 2 days. So all that, I hope it all helped him. We were worried about that 4 days without anything. And I'm sure he gained a couple pounds from some holiday cookies, but it wasn't too bad.
And in terms of OU, you mentioned their shooting percentage. I think they've got 5 players at 9 points or above.
Yeah.
What does that do to you defensively?
Well, great balance. You got almost really close to 5 guys in double figures. It's amazing. 9.8, 9.7, 9.2. So that they spread you out. That's part of their success. They know each other. It seems like for only being together. They move the basketball. They're averaging 17 assists. Now they do turn it over a little bit. But they do move it and get it to the guys in the right spots. But so it makes it tough on your defense. You can't say, we're going to take him out of it, or, take this guy, if we can just shut him down, we're going to be okay, because they got a lot of different ways they can come at you. And then with Tanner Groves, just, they can play through him like a point guard, kind of like we used to do with Dean. And that really makes it tough on teams when you got that versatility of a big guy like that can pass and shoot and spread the defense.
And Gibson started in North Texas. He's on year 2 at OU. What kind of progress have you seen from him as a player?
Well, obviously his number one thing is shooting the basketball, and about a little 75% of his shots have come from the 3. But I think in the last 2 years, putting on the floor a little better, 2-to-1 assist turnovers, one of their leading guys getting steals. So he's just, older, mature guy that, kind of knows, figured out his role, playing with confidence, and obviously shooting the ball really, really well.